What's up? What's up? It's your boy Creative Ambition. In today's video, check this out. This is day 6, I think, of my 90-day challenge. I had a dream last night, and one of the things that was on my heart last night was about the children of Israel, right? So I was trying to figure out, I guess while I was asleep, what the video was going to be about. And I got a revelation last night, and I woke up like, oh wow, that's pretty deep. So check this out. So there was a season in the Bible where the children of Israel had to go through the wilderness for say 40 years or whatever. And as they were wandering, they were moaning, complaining, and asking God to provide some food for them. They wanted more than what they had, right? And so they were complaining to Moses about, well, how come God would take us out of Egypt, where we would get fed every night? We had this kind of food, and they always had these gripes and complaints about what they used to have. So they weren't able to grab hold of what's in front of them. They kept holding on to things behind them. So what ended up happening was, eventually, obviously, Moses went to God for the children of Israel. He said, you know what, I'm gonna provide. And so he provided something that they called manna. So check this out. Manna almost looks like it's like a little wafer, and it had like a hint of honey on it. And so when the people would wake up, this manna would be all over the ground. So they would collect it, they would make it into bread and different things like that. But what happened is, over time, this one great miracle that God had provided for them, over time they were complaining about it. Now it's too much. I done had this too much. We want some meat. We want this and we want that. So they couldn't get satisfied with the miracle that was being provided to them every single day. They began to gripe and complain about what was in front of them. They were like, well, okay, I've had enough of this. And so my revelation was, the manna is our day-to-day life. The manna is our workplace. We ask God for certain things in life. We ask God for a family. We get the family that we probably didn't choose sometimes. You know what I mean? We get the spouses that we choose, and we cry out to God, I want a husband or I want a wife. And God provides this. And then over some time, we're like, this ain't good enough, God, I need something else. And the revelation for me was, a lot of times we're going to God for something which is a miracle, right? We need some change in our life. We need something to happen. And then he provides this miracle, and it starts to look too familiar to us. And then we start kind of taking it for granted. And then we start complaining, can't even get my words right. We start complaining about the very thing he's providing every single day. And that could be the paycheck. Now we're complaining about the job. Now we've been consistently on this job for however many years. God has allowed us and protected us from getting fired and gave us consistent income and all these different things, but yet and still we find different ways to complain. We got food in our refrigerator, but it's not the filet mignon that we've been, or the crab that we want. It's top ramen. It's something that's gonna, some rice, chicken or whatever it is. And it's not the grandiose thing that you've been thinking of and that you really desire, but you're fed every single day. Even if it's bread and peanut butter sandwiches, you got something in your belly. And yes, I'm not saying that we all don't want some kind of change in life and some kind of growth. But when I looked at the children of Israel, they had God doing things like that, like real full-on miracles, but yet they found things to complain about it. And then they would go to whoever God had represented, was that representative. They would go to him and be like, how can God do this and how can God do that? But yet and still, God was still loving on them enough to provide. So, the question I really want to ask you is that, are there some things in your life that God has been providing over and over again, and you've been complaining about it because of whatever season? See, one of the main reasons that the children of Israel had to stay in that wilderness for all those years is because of the people's attitudes. They're groaning and complaining about everything, right? And God didn't like that. So that was part of their punishment, is basically, even though he said they were his chosen people, right? They still had to walk that wilderness for all those years. And my point in saying any of this is not even just for religious people, because some people get caught up in the fact that, you talking about the Bible, so I don't want to hear it. That's not it at all. What I'm saying is, when God provides, right, this is for anybody. Our manna doesn't necessarily have to be anything related to religion. Our manna could be the job, could be our resources, can be our whatever provision that is, right? And then we have to look at it as, are we complaining about the thing that we are being provided? And I'm saying, listen, you getting your job on all your hard work, and okay, in your mind, you're providing everything yourself. Okay, cool. Well and good, right? Are you still stuck in one place instead of complaining? Or are you accepting the thing and saying, wow, I have so much more to be thankful for, and I have so much gratitude toward life that I can see myself in a different space, say next year. And I'm working toward my goals to get to that place. See, when God provides the manna, they still had to do some work to, put it into bread and make loaves or whatever it is that they had to create out of the food substance that he provided for them. So what are you doing with the manna that you have? Are you creating new opportunities for yourself and your family? Are you building new relationships and getting better with your going back and forth with negotiating deals or whatever? Are you putting yourself in more healthy environments instead of staying around the same type of people? Are you yourself, the provision of manna for you might be just wisdom. You have all this wisdom to do something better with your life. Are you taking that in and saying, you know what? I'm going to pour more into myself and be grateful for where I am. I'm sorry, I got cotton mouth today. I don't know what that's about. So my point in saying all of this is to say, the revelation for the dream about manna was so profound to me, is that a lot of us have all these things that we're blessed with, and yet and still we take the time to complain. And it's like, what do we really have to complain about? Because we can drive right up the street and there's somebody laying on the side of a building, probably hadn't had a bath in, I don't know, months, since the last rain, probably haven't had a real good meal in a long time. And we complain that our microwave is not working. We complain that the shower doesn't get as hot as we like, but it's clean water. We're not filthy. We got on clean clothes. Like, so what is your manna? And are you really appreciating what you have been provided? And so I'm curious to know. Leave your comments in the leave your comments and let me know what you think. What is your idea of manna? Like, what is your provision? Are you taking it for granted? Or are you appreciating it and really utilizing it to the best of your ability? So this is your boy, Creative Ambition. Hope you enjoyed this one. Sorry, I've been tongue twisted and I just got a dry mouth today. I don't know what that's about. But I appreciate y'all. Leave some comments. Talk to your boy. See y'all in a minute. Peace out.